welcome to Floor Models Kit Review Time. Today we've got Trumpeters. This is the 1/48 scale T38 Tallon II. Great to see this kit. We've obviously seen F5s in the past, which obviously look very, very similar and everything else, but it's nice to actually see a Tallon in its own right. Okay, it's basically the trainer aircraft for the US Air Force, similar to sort of the RAF's Hawk and things like that. So, as you can see, straight out of the box, some nice box art on the front. A little bit about the details on the side about the Tallon II. Your kit number 02876. Okay, and a little bit of photo etch going to be included in there, which is quite nice, just like that. So, in the box. Okay, don't get too much in the box, I must admit. It's quite a smaller kit, but what you do get is very nice. So, just down in here, we'll just hoof out the Decals and bits. Okay, so off of the bat we have the instructions. Alright, so it's their standard type of pull-out instructions. So we've got that one as well, just have that out of the way. So we've got the usual thing with the sprue call-outs and everything else like that. Okay, and then usual thing with these types of things, just straight in with the seat, putting the seat together. Obviously it's a twin stick, two-seater trainer, so obviously you're going to be doing two of those and putting them together. Nice detailed HUD by the looks of it. And the parts for the mechanics on the actual gear for the actual canopy going up. It's a funny design how they work. It's very nicely detailed, and obviously you've got the option for having it open or closed. Alright, which could prove to be a bit of a problem if you're like me, that stick it down and then have it open afterwards. But what you can actually do is not attach this now, attach it to the canopy and do it that way all afterwards. Okay, looks like we've got some nice detail on the side walls as well, so it looks like pretty good tub down in there, which is quite a nice touch. We have got some little bits of photo etch as well, which are going to make up some harnesses. Let's say pretty basic by its nature, but you'll see. So we've actually got some floors for the, or walls if you like, and roofs for the gear as well going down on there. The nose wheel was just a one-piece part. Tub going in there, a couple of air scoops going on the back. Okay, then onto the underneath, so we've got the intakes going in. We'll have to see how they look in a moment, see how good they are, and then putting this bits together. You have got the dive brakes or little air brakes which drop down from underneath, which is quite a nice touch with this particular one. And we've got this nice pancake type of fuel tank, I do believe, or is it actual stow tank, converted fuel tank that you can put stowage into it, like a spare uniform or flight suit for when they're going around. Okay, nose wheel going in at the front. I'm trying to think of it, it's a travel pod, I think they call them. Okay, usual thing. So we've got the gear again, it's only two-part wings going together, and those on, there's no weight on wheels. Looks like it's a one-piece wheel goes on the outside. Okay, putting those down, very, very straightforward. And then obviously adding some of the details. So you have got the nice center bar going in here, so you've got some rear view mirrors going onto those. The heads-up display glass has got to go in, tail system going down, those twin engines onto the back. Okay, so nice and straightforward with that one. And then it's a case of doing the glass. Now it's not a one piece, it's actually a two piece we were saying about, so you're going to have those to go in and putting them in. And actually it's a nice little touch, you actually get a stow ladder as well, okay, a boarding ladder even on there as well. So that's actually a very nice touch, looking very, very promising there. You've got your colour call out, obviously for what they are, the hill scheme I do believe they call it. So it's just your two-tone grey system all the way over it, and looks like we get some decals for actually doing the instrument work, which in this scale, in this type of cockpit, I think is acceptable without too much of a problem. And then there we have it. So as you can see on the decals, we've got down there for the instrument stuff and for the markings themselves. So you've got MY and the NV ones down on there, so that's quite a nice touch. US Air Force and obviously the markings. And then we do get, we said about before, a little bit of photo etch, you can see just down on here for the harnesses, the heads up, the rear view mirrors, things like that. So actually, very, very nice. They're sheet of gump, as we always get. So, looking at the parts, we actually have, first up, alright, first thing that strikes me, it's got a texture on half of it. Why have they done that? That's really, really weird. This is one of those things, you look at it and it's like bang, straight in your face. At the back here is very nice polished. At the front is actually not. It's textured. Now why that is, I don't know. And there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason. It just sort of fades from being a polished mould to a non-polished at the front. Not too sure why that is, okay. But generally looking around at it, I don't know which cameras will pick this up, probably the best. But you've got some nice level of detail, we've got some nice recessed panel lining, very, very nice now, which is what we sort of expect from Trumpeter with all of their kits. Generally all good right the way around, even on the curve, right the way up to the seam line that you join. Absolutely crystal clear. They don't fade away to nothing. It's all very crisp and in place, so that's all very nice. Looking generally around, we've got some limited detail. Actually, this mold isn't particularly nice. The actual mold isn't polished, so we've got some little scuffs and various things in these doors. I don't know how well it will actually be seen on those. No detail on the inside, but we've got obviously that to go through. But what we have got is some nice wiring details and various things going down under here. This is the side walls for the internals. All right, it's not brilliant, but it's adequate. Okay, it's going to be quite tight in there. We haven't got any ejector pin marks in anywhere that matters, and that is the most important part of it. Okay, so we've got next one down here. So this is those nozzles at the rear, all right, and as you can see there, again, nothing you would go wild about, but it's all adequate for its size. Okay, you got the intake system down there. Unfortunately, we have got nasty ejector pin marks in these intakes, so that's not particularly nice, if we're honest. The detail on the panels is quite nice. It's all raised, so you've got two options with that. You can either hand paint it, dry brush it, usual things, give yourself a nice instrument panel, or mould the decals to it, i.e. plenty of micro set and soles, things like that, to soften them up to get the decal to conform and to go into all those recesses and areas like that. So that's all pretty nice. But yeah, it's a shame about those ejector pins in the intakes. Okay. Next up, we're down on the inside. So in here, quite a busy sprue, as we can see. So we've got the cockpit tub, which actually isn't too bad at all. That cockpit tub, it actually is quite nice. Some nice detail, nice raised and recessed details in those. That'll take washes nice and really bring it to life. So that's all nice. The mechanics, which is what all these are down here, this is all for the actual activating for the canopy going up and all things like that. They're very nice. The ones for the wheels all seem to be pretty nice and sharp. The control sticks, not too bad at all. Got the boarding ladder there. We can have a look at the seats, which aren't anything massive. There's no real details to the side of them, but once they're installed, we're not going to see it anyway. Alright, so that's not too bad at all on that one. That's pretty nice, all of those. Yeah, not all okay. We've got no flash, no problems with the molds or anything else. It's just a little bit basic. Okay, so next up we actually have, that's not going to work better. This is the wings. Alright, so I'm going to get this in here. Okay, so the wing detail themselves, you should probably catch it in the light. So we have trouble with the light on this one, especially on flat. You can see it down in here, extremely sharp, very nice recessed panel lining on all of that, extremely sharp actually, pin sharp, very, very nice. And up on the tail, we don't have a separate rudder or anything else, it's all fixed in one position. And again, it's all got that slight texture to it. So if you wanted to go for a polished metal version, you're gonna have a problem. Also, like for the underside, it's got texture actually on the mold, because obviously it's a split part. Bottom goes in obviously up here. The ejector pins a little bit high, you might want to take them out. Just give them a couple of swipes with the sanding stick and take care of those, and then you'll be good to go. But generally quite nice detail. I thought I would see more riveting, being of its age and things like that. There's no riveting detail at all on those wings. Okay, last up we've got the clear part. Okay, so usually these are beautiful these days. So we're just seeing, got a faint centre seam running through these, which is a little bit unfortunate, but generally they are absolutely gorgeously clear. It's a real shame. It's actually such a fine centre seam right the way through the clear part. You'd almost think, is it worth taking it out because it is that fine? You know, I'm here looking for it. If somebody was looking in, the chances are they wouldn't even see it. It is that fine. It's just a real shame it's there. But there again, it's so fine. A couple of swipes with a polishing sponge, that would probably get rid of them, no problem at all. But they are exquisitely clear. Unfortunately, from the inside, you can see them quite heavily. And in fact, this one here almost gives it the appearance from the inside. It's actually got a crack in it. You might be able to see it just down there, but actually from the outside there's nothing. So it's really weird how that one is. It's just a little bit raised. As I say, I think it just needs a little bit of a swipe and that'll be good to go. So there we go. That is the Trumpeter a 1/48 scale T38 Tallon II. Lovely little kit. Shame it's a couple of little you know, mold issues. I think it would be nice to see polish. I'd like to see a little bit more riveting detail, things like that with it, but certainly a lovely kit for your collection.